This local sports report is brought to you by Holistic Hockey. Sign up for specialty camps like High Performance Elite Skates, Skills and Scrimmages, or one of the 3 camps Holistic Hockey is offering this summer. Call Tyler at 519-501-2971 for further information or register online for any Holistic Hockey programs at holistichockey.ca. We got a lot to get to. Obviously, I want to talk about your junior hockey experience and all the different cities that you've played in. And I also want to talk about your Daily C vlog, which is something you started up in the last little while. Let's start with the vlog. I think it's intriguing. I think it's interesting what you're doing. And you're doing daily updates, sort of going through your journey to become a pro hockey player.
Exactly.
Ultimately, that's the end goal for you. You're passionate about hockey. It's your thing. For those that haven't heard of it, just give us a brief overview of what the Daily C is all about.
So basically my main focus is I use Instagram as kind of my way to document what I'm doing on a daily basis, as far as what I'm doing for training, what I'm doing for on the ice stuff, interactions I'm having with teammates and whatnot, just really trying to show people the process and really documenting my process from here all the way until ideally I make a professional team and have a great career.
I know you said before you wished you had started it earlier, right? So you can look back, and I think that's the idea, is that one day, wherever you end up, whether it be in pro hockey, the NHL, whether it be out west, doesn't matter where you end up, that you can look back and sort of reflect and maybe even show your kids one day, right? That this was my process, and you're hoping that people can learn from your journey and your experience.
Exactly, yeah. I'd love for it to inspire people and help learn as I make mistakes, because I really want to show that everybody's not perfect, and we're all the journey to making to the NHL or doing anything successful it's not a straight path. There's a lot of things that go wrong. There's a lot of things that you learn from and you adjust, and I just want to document that for everyone to see and for myself and everyone in the future. You're
probably learning a lot about yourself too.
100%.
As you go through this process. What are some of those things?
I mean the nice thing is staying accountable with the vlog is nice, because I can kind of see, I can look back over my weeks and I can see where I'm kind of getting a little bit lazy, where I'm spending too much time, too little time, and it helps me adjust and find what works the best and also what makes me the most happy while I'm going along.
And I think that's important. You're happy, you're having fun, and I think one of the great things that people can take away from this is that you're trying to teach other hockey players, right? There are a lot of, 11 and 12-year-old kids. I spent a lot of time in minor midget rinks last year with the Kitchener Junior Rangers and the Waterloo Wolves AAA team. What's the feedback you've got from some of the people around you about your messages? It's a positive message. And what have the kids said? Because you're right, I think they can learn a lot from you.
100%. Yeah, no, I've had pretty much every day I look on my Instagram or Twitter or somewhere and I see some kid or a parent or anybody is just kind of saying, I really like what you're doing. I appreciate it. It's nice to see somebody working so hard. And even guys around my own age have kind of said, I want to skate with you. I want to figure out how I can get out, just because they're motivated by the work ethic.
And you're out there every single day. I've watched a lot of the Daily C, and Corson Searles could be in his driveway, stick handling. He could be going down to the Brant Sports Complex for a skate 2 or 3 times a day. You're having a great time doing this. What is it about hockey? This seems simplistic. What is it about hockey that drives you? What makes it your everything, Corson?
I mean, there's so much to it, but just the ability to drive towards something. I like the idea that I have this amazing goal of playing one day in the NHL, because it would be so fun and it'd be so fulfilling to make it there, that it makes it fun every day to see how I get a little bit closer. And I want it to be fun for everyone else to see the steps I'm taking to get there.
Will you get there? How do you get there? And can you get there?
I will get there, and I have absolutely no idea how. That's the fun part.
You still got time.
Exactly.
Best answer. Yeah, I was gonna say you got some time to figure it out.
When you plan out, like, basically you're sort of documenting the things that you do to get there. How far ahead do you actually plan out your days? Like, this day I'm gonna go for a run. This day I'm gonna work out. This day I'm gonna do this. Or is it kind of spur of the moment?
Yeah, it's kind of funny you ask that because I've went through, if you watch every day, I've made the mistake in the past of trying to plan everything out too much and think everything's going to go perfect. And that's why I say I don't know how I'm going to get there, because I want people to realize that there is no, okay, I'm going to do this step, this step, this step, and I'm going to get exactly where I want. There's always going to be, you're going to fall here, you're going to make a mistake here, and you need to realize you just need to adjust as you go.
Now, how often are you actually looking at tapes, breaking down your own game, and saying, hey, this is my weakness, this is the other thing I'm going to focus on?
Pretty much, honestly, pretty well every day. Whether it's just stick handling, whether it's looking at my training for lifting and seeing where my strength is, where I'm kind of losing it, whether it's I need to improve flexibility, it's really finding the little details.
Never make the same mistake twice. And that's something that I learned doing the media thing a long time ago, but I think it's a valuable thing that people can learn from. And I think that's sort of what you're saying with your thing, is that, you know what, you are going to fall, you are going to stumble, you are going to make mistakes, whatever it is, but don't do the same mistake twice. Don't let it happen. Learn from it and grow from it.
Exactly.
Right?
Learning is everything.
You're a young guy, you just turned 20 years old, and you probably didn't think 2 years ago that this is what you'd be doing in terms of the vlogging.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd be aspiring to be the best hockey player that you can be. How much have you learned about yourself, and just in terms of being the best Corson Searles can be?
Oh, I couldn't even begin to explain it. It's been so much fun. It's been fun to see how everyone has reacted and supported me throughout it. And it's made me realize that anything can happen. And that's what makes life exciting, is that if you give yourself the opportunity and don't plan every single thing, and sometimes you just work hard and see what happens, every day can be kind of a little adventure.
What would you say to a young hockey player if you could have two pieces of advice that would stick with them if they heard this interview? Two things. What would they be, Corson?
Well, it's going to sound cliche, but it's something that I've realized from doing it, is that you need to work every single day and just chip away bit by bit and realize that it's not all going to come right away. And then the second thing is looking at the long term and realizing that that one game or that one bad practice you had is really not going to destroy your whole career.
Right.
And I think the biggest mistakes I've made in the past is that I thought I had this bad game, or even if I had a bad season, I thought that was it. And that was the furthest thing from the truth.
I remember one piece of advice when I first started out in the media business, and somebody said to me, Darren, you're never as good as you feel on your best day, and you're never as bad as you feel on your worst day. If you find a happy medium, you're going to have a long and successful career.
Exactly.
I thought it was great advice, and you know what? Apparently it stuck with me all these years later. Quickly tell us where people can find out more about the Daily C, then we'll come back and talk about some hockey.
So you can check me out on Instagram, Corson Searles, all lowercase, no space.
You better spell Searles as well.
So CORSONSEARLES. And then you can check out my YouTube channel, which is Corson's Hockey Skills.
Corson, obviously you've played for a number of different teams during your career. A lot of it obviously in the GOJHL. I don't know, let's start from the beginning. You played Brantford minor midget hockey.
I did.
Right? You know, how's the overall experience been with all the different teams that you've played for?
It's like I said with the in the case of the vlog, I almost wish I was doing it before, because it's been such a fun adventure to just kind of learn my way through and realize that not everything's going to be perfect, but also you can learn so much from every single season.
Right. Who are some of the players, teammates, that you think about? Jack Scanlon was obviously an incredible captain with Stratford. Matt McKay was the captain of the Winterhawks team that one year. When you think about the players and teammates you played for, who are some of the guys that you look up to and you really have a lot of respect for?
There's been so many different guys that both in the leadership categories and didn't have letters basically, and somebody that really sticks out for me who just won the Cherry and the Sutherland is Max Wright. He was the goalie.
Cambridge kid, yeah.
Yeah, the goalie for Listowel, and we became really close friends that year, and it was just amazing how good of a kid he was, and we still stay in contact up to this point, and yeah, I'm so happy to see him win.
You had a letter on your jersey last year,
Mm-hmm.
playing for the Stratford Warriors. You were one of the assistant captains. What did that mean to you? To be looked at, you go in, it's your first season in Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
You hadn't played there, obviously, previously. You go in, and they believe in you, and they give you a letter.
I was beyond grateful when they didn't tell me when they unveiled it. And
Oh, yeah?
yeah, so I wasn't.
So you were
really
totally
sure.
surprised by it?
Yeah, I thought there was a chance, but
Right.
when I first came in, even at the beginning of the summer, I asked right away for anybody who was signed's number,
Mm-hmm.
and I just said, can I contact them? I just want to kind of get the wheels rolling in the right direction right off the bat, because the goal was to win, and
Yeah.
I wanted everybody to be as close as we could be.
You had such a young team last year too, and people I don't think realize that. There was such a young team there, and you had such a great regular season, finishing in second place.
Mm-hmm.
What made last year so successful from a team perspective?
I would say the leadership from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that there's always, on every team, there's going to be groups of players that just get along a little bit better than others.
Of course, yeah.
And we were amazingly close in general as an entire team, but we also had really good leadership within all of almost like the subgroups, depending on where everybody was from and everything.
Right.
So guys kept each other in check, whether it was in hockey or whether it was in school or whatever they were doing. We really started from the top up. I think that everybody in management and ownership did a great job of picking great kids, and
Right.
then I think that resulted in just great leadership throughout.
And the leader of the group, Dave Williams.
Mm-hmm.
What can you say about his coaching style?
He did great.
Yeah.
I think we had an awesome season. I think it was unlucky the way it ended up with Elmira, but I mean, they played a great series.
That was always going to be a close
Yeah.
competitive series.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
the kind of series where it was one bounce or one
Yeah.
little penalty here or one little penalty there. And the funny thing about that series, it was just road win after road win.
Yeah.
What was that about? Like it was
Yeah.
sort of bizarre. Sometimes it happens where, each team wins and the other team's building maybe once. That series though, unbelievable. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only game where the home team won was Game 6 in Elmira when Ethan Skinner scored the overtime winner to win the series.
Yeah, that goal still haunts me a little bit, but that's all right.
Don't go on my
Yeah.
YouTube channel then, okay? It
Yeah,
happens to
it's
be
all
posted
over
on there,
there,
yeah. It happens to be posted on there.
But no, for sure. I mean, I think the one thing that's not everybody realized with our team is that we were so fast and we had so much skill that I think a smaller rink was almost a little bit harder for us.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as the small rink is awesome, the fans are awesome, everything about Stratford is great, I think that the bigger rinks just transferred a little bit better to our game.
Yeah, it
And
was
that
just sort of a
was- yeah.
style thing, eh?
Yeah, 100%. We had a smaller team, we had a younger team, we were really dynamic, so that was...
Right.
And does that go too with Elmira has more strength on the smaller ice?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. They had a little bit bigger team, a little bit older than us, so it was...
Mm-hmm.
I think the older teams typically like a little bit smaller rink because you can kind of be a little bit more physical. There's
Right.
constant contact kind of thing, so...
The Cambridge experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
The Winter Hawks obviously were there a couple of years ago, and personally, I'm thrilled to see the team back in Cambridge.
Me
It's
too.
such a passionate hockey community. They would put 600-700 fans in there on a Saturday night at the Galt Arena Gardens. They are called the Red Hawks now. On the flip side, tough for Guelph. You also played in Guelph, so you can sort of speak to both sides of the coin.
Exactly.
Where the Guelph Hurricanes moved to Cambridge, great for Cambridge, sort of unfortunate for Guelph.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, my experience was absolutely awesome in Cambridge. It was a great group of guys again, and just a really good city too. Just so much like Stratford in that sense that the fans care, like good group of people.
Passion.
Yeah,
It's just passion.
Just genuinely awesome.
Yeah. That team too, and those guys have gone on to different places. What do you remember most about that Winter Hawks team? McKay was the captain, and obviously Sinkledon was there, and boy, you guys had some great players.
Yeah, no, it was honestly just an interesting group of guys. We had a really, really deep team that year, and we had 4 lines that could all be a first line at any point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it was just really cool to see how so many good players could mesh together.
Right.
And again, I think the way we finished, we could have done a lot better. But at the same time, it was.
But that's hockey, though, right? And that's the thing.
It's the way it goes.
Right. How about Fitzgerald?
Yeah, great coach.
Dan Fitzgerald. What can you say about him? You know, he went to St. Catharines. He's moved on from St. Catharines now, but you know, boy, he's got a great resume too, and he's done some great things. You know, what about his style, and you know, what can you say about him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he did a good job of really pushing us that year and helping me develop as a player, just in terms of skill wise, and realizing more what style I need to play, and that made a big difference moving forward and following years. So,
what are Corson Searles' strengths on the
ice? I like to think
you can watch his vlog to find out as well. Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's a lot of strengths to my game. I try to be pretty confident with the way I play, but I think a big thing for me is I'm a strong skater and I'm a consistent player. So I put the time in to be prepared. Like you can see in the vlog, is that I show up every game, no matter whether it's the final game championship or it's an exhibition game. I'm always going to be ready.
And I think that's a good message too
100%.
For younger hockey players. It's not about the 3 periods or the 60 minutes. You have to be not only physically prepared, but mentally prepared as well.
Always.
How do you do that?
Just
it seems like a simple question, right?
Sure.
But focus is so important.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned is to look long term, and to realize that where you want to go is so you know what I think a lot of people put too much pressure on themselves and they say, oh, you know what, like if I have a bad game today, it's all over kind of thing. So it's maintaining that confidence that if you put in that work, you're going to get to where you want to go.
Who in the NHL do you model your game after?
Good question.
Who do you see in yourself? It could be a former player or a current player.
It's a good question. It's one I've asked myself so many times, and I've always kind of said a different person, because I think that depending on what team you're on, there's always going to be a different role for you. So I can say that when I was younger in junior hockey, my goal was to kind of be more of like Brendan Gallagher, where I'm a small battling guy, whereas as I've gotten older, I've realized that the skill game is also very important. Not that he's not a skill guy, but again, for me right now, I'm more of Nikita Kucherov is a big guy that I watch, but I like to think that I can steal little pieces from everybody and try to blend that into my game to be my own guy.
And you know what? And this is what we should leave it with. Be the best that Corson Searles can be.
Exactly.
It's that simple, right?
Exactly.
And be the best person that you can be, and you know what? You never know where the heck you're going to land. One more time, tell us the addresses for the vlog and the YouTube channel.
So on YouTube, it's Corson's Hockey Skills. So my name's spelled Corson, and then Hockey Skills. And then for Instagram, it's Corson Searles, just no spaces, all lowercase, and it's spelled Corson, and then Searles.
Thanks for coming in, Corson.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. It was good.
Awesome.
Thanks for the time.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.